Welcome back, beautiful people, to another terrible unboxing, courtesy of... On today's episode of Trey the Terrible Collector, we are going to be switching gears a little bit. Come on, buddy, you know you wanna. A few months ago, we opened a 2-pack that had Iron Man and Doctor Doom. And we talked a little bit about how, after like the boom of the Spider-Man animated series and the X-Men the animated series, the Fox was looking to cash in on some of those other superhero properties. They went with Iron Man and the Fantastic Four. It was called the Marvel Action Hour, and it was definitely not as good as X-Men or Spider-Man. But we got some sweet toys out of the deal. We're going to be continuing the line. This all came out in 1994. And there's only a few waves of these. They're pretty neat. I don't know as much about the Iron Man characters, so I'll kind of just be reading off the back, telling you what we got, and seeing how we do with all of this. So we've already opened up the first Iron Man. The gimmick with this series is all of the Iron Man's armor, like, clip on, and like there's all these extra little doodads, so we'll see how that translates with the rest. Here we have Gray Gargoyle with stone hurling action. Once a lowly research chemist, an accident granted Paul Duvall the ability to transform any object into stone with a touch of his hand. Adopting the identity of the Gray Gargoyle, Duvall embarked on a criminal quest for wealth and power, now allied with the Mandarin, the Gray Gargoyle, blah, blah, blah. So anyways, this show had a unique premise, and the premise was that Iron Man had his squad of superheroes. It was pretty much like Force Works or Avengers West Coast, and he was facing off constantly against the Mandarin and his squad. Mandarin teamed up with a bunch of D-list villains, including MODOK, Gray Gargoyle himself here, and also some like dragons that would appear later. So there's a bunch of wild stuff happening in this series, and I can't wait to get into it. So Gray Gargoyle, boy, everything about this guy looks French. I don't know how to describe it in any way other than that. He looks like a pretty cool sculpt. He looks like, I guess as far as the idea of the character goes, it's like a very clean look. He does have this absolutely ridiculous cape, which is kind of just hilarious to me. Like, why would this character need a cape? He doesn't fly. I don't know. But he's got one hand that has an open palm. I imagine it's meant to look like he can touch things and turn them into stone. And then this one is a stone hurling arm. And it looks like it's just meant to... Boy, that doesn't work hardly at all. That's ridiculous, and probably never do that again. But he is pretty clean looking, all in all. Like, the paint is really nice. Kind of the undercoating, the cover bit of the cape looks really cool. He has claws, apparently, and he is barefoot. Everything about that just raises more questions than it answers. So we'll just keep going. We'll just move on. There we go. He also comes with a little ID badge, which has information about him. I think these are neat. I can't wait to put them on things. Continue. The next one we're going to unbox is going to be Iron Man and his Hydro armor. So this was another gimmick that a lot of Iron Man, Batman, a bunch of stuff like that all did. Themed armors. So you could essentially have the same action figure over and over again, painted ever so slightly differently, and then you just had to make new accessories for him. So this Hydro armor, he is themed to be able to like deep sea dive and stuff like that. He has a gold and yellow theme. I honestly would probably have painted his helmet different, because it is the exact same helmet from this character, from this figure to this figure. But I think the red looks really out of place. I might have gone with a more gold or bronze, maybe like this color on his helmet and face mask too. Let's see if we can get any of these on So he comes with his gold armor. He also comes with a pretty dope looking torpedo launcher, which is going to go right on his arm, it looks like. Oh yeah, it attaches at both the top and the bottom of his arm. It's shaped just perfectly to not work at all. Son of a bitch. What if we ask it really nicely? Whatever, you'll see it spinning around. It's going to look great. This one also comes with a clear helmet, which I think is a really nice touch. It just kind of like pops right in there. It looks really cool. I'm not going to put the rest of these on while we're filming. You'll get to see it. It looks good. Let's see if this says anything neat. It doesn't. He does not come with one of those ID cards, which is good because I didn't have one for the first Iron Man. I was really worried that I'd lost something. Yeah. Our last one that we're going to open up is another member of the Mandarin's gang. He is Backlash. I don't know if he is meant to be a different version of Whiplash, who was kind of in Iron Man 2, but it was also not. It was like kind of an amalgamation of characters. This guy also has a cape, so I guess that's a theme that we're going to be going with. And it also has a giant collar, just like his does. So they all kind of look like pirates. His comes off. I do like his better than Grey Gargoyles, but neither one of them makes a whole lot of sense. Let's see what we got here. Shimmying his arm around a little bit. Ever so slightly moving his arm around. Look at that. The color scheme actually hurts to look at, so that's a whole lot of choices being made there. Lavender, fuchsia, blue, and neon green, and then yellow for all of his weapons. Perfect. He comes with a nunchaku, and a whip. And if anybody's still watching and you know what one of those giant nunchucks with like 3 or 4 sticks is called, leave it in the comments. We were arguing about that earlier. I think that he is a great toy for a child and absolutely a hideous mess of a design choice for a normal human being. Overall, I think the villains in this show are just over the top, absolutely ridiculous, and fun. Some of the X-Men villains, you know, they were over the top and ridiculous, but not enjoyable. Like Mojo is enjoyable. He's ridiculous to look at, and these guys are also the same. They're just ridiculous. The Iron Men themselves are excellent, and I can't wait to get the rest of these open. They're all very, very cool. Thank you so much for sharing these with me. Y'all have been wonderful, and we'll see you again very soon here on Trey the Terrible Collector.